Ash from an active volcano has covered an entire region in a thick layer. People are having trouble breathing because of it. What is happening? This is what's known as fallout. During an eruption, volcanoes throw ash and gases into the air. But not all of it comes out during the actual explosion. Some of it is thrown high into the atmosphere, and some can stay there for months or even years. It can cover huge areas, sometimes hundreds of kilometers wide and up to 10 kilometers deep. Volcanic ash is made up of tiny pieces of rock and glass, and it can cause a lot of problems for the people who live nearby. When it lands on people's skin, it can burn them. And when they breathe it in, it can make them cough and go blind. And it doesn't just affect the people who live near volcanoes. The ash can travel around the world. For example, when Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines erupted in 1991, ash fell as far away as Australia, more than 6,000 kilometers away. People's biggest worry is usually that the ash might contain poisonous gases. Well, it does. Volcanoes often release poisonous sulfur dioxide gas during eruptions. The ash can absorb this gas, and then it stays trapped inside tiny droplets in the air. Then if someone breathes them in, they can get really sick. In some cases, it can even kill them. In recent years, scientists have found new ways to measure how dangerous volcanic ash is. They look at how much sulfur dioxide gas is in the air and how big the ash particles are. The bigger the particles, the less likely they are to be dangerous because they don't get very far into the lungs. So we can use these measurements to work out whether people need to wear masks when ash is falling. But this isn't the only problem with breathing in volcanic ash. Breathing in lots of ash can make your lungs really sore, and it makes it much more likely that you'll get lung infections. And scientists think that breathing in volcanic ash might even cause asthma. During the Pinatubo eruption, thousands of people had to go into hospital because of breathing problems. And when Mount Vesuvius erupted and destroyed Pompeii in 79 AD, most of the people who died were killed by breathing in ash rather than being burnt by the lava. And finally, volcanic ash can also damage people's eyes. When it lands on your eye, it can feel like something small and sharp has got stuck inside. It's really painful and can even make you go blind. During the Mount Unzen eruption in Japan in 1991, several people lost their sight because of this. So how can we protect ourselves from these tiny pieces of rock and glass? Well, the first thing is to stay indoors while the ash is falling. You should also wear a mask, but not the kind that you get for protection against viruses. You need a special one called an air mask. These have a very tight seal, and they have filters that remove ash from the air you breathe. If you want to help prevent volcanic ash from getting into your eyes, you should also wear goggles. But what happens if you can't get these things? Well, the next best thing is a simple face mask. These aren't as good because they don't have filters, but they can still stop large particles from getting into your nose and mouth. If you have a gas mask, that will also help because it will filter out most of the dangerous gases. But what about after the eruption? How long does it take before it's safe to go outside again? Well, that depends on the volcano. Sometimes the air is clear of ash within a day or two, but other times it can take much longer. Scientists test the air quality to make sure it's safe before people go outside again. When the air is clear, teams of workers have to clean up the ash. They sweep it up and put it into special bags so it doesn't blow away. Sometimes they even have to dig the ash out of people's houses. But this is hard work, and it can take weeks or even months. The next time you breathe, remember you could be breathing in volcanic ash, and now you know how dangerous it can be. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to check out our other content. Thanks for watching.